Welcome back to On the Record. I'm Dylan McKercher. On Tuesday, November 3rd, the 59th U.S. election will commence, where Democrat candidate Joe Biden squares up against current 45th President, Republican Donald Trump. Ahead of this year's election, I had the opportunity to sit down with a member of each political party organization here on campus and ask about their thoughts on the 2020 election. Secretary of the College of Democrats, Junior Midge Costello, is voting for Joe Biden because she does not agree with how the current president has been handling the country and has been upsetting to her. Costello said that voting blue in 2020 will be the first step in improving the country. She states that voting the 2020 election is important due to the previous year's lower turnout.
That's not a good representation of the country, because if you don't get everyone's voice, then you don't have everyone's ultimate opinion. And so if you want like a true opinion of the country, you need everyone's votes to be there so you can have a true reflection of how people feel.
On the other hand, Vice President of the College of Republicans, Senior Royce Coleman, believes that voting is important in all elections as it is a civic duty. He states that the best way to have your voice heard is by going to the polls and voting. Coleman will be voting for Donald Trump on Tuesday.
I believe he is the best candidate. Joe Biden's been in office for 47 years, and I've seen more results from Donald Trump in 40 months. I do like his economic plans. I like his prison reform that he's passed and police reform that he's passed. Joe Biden couldn't do it in 8 years, and Trump got it done in less than 4.
Leading up to this year's very polarizing election, here at Rotunda Studios, we decided to host the Longwood 2020 election. On Wednesday, October 28th, a poll was posted to our social medias, as well as being distributed by both the College of Democrats and Republicans to eliminate bias and give a fair playing field for all. The poll consisted of 3 mandatory questions and 1 optional. These included: are you a student or faculty member at Longwood University? What gender do you identify as? If you are a student, what year are you? Who are you voting for in the 2020 election? The poll was left open from noon on the 28th and closed at midnight on November 1st, collecting a total of 135 responses, resulting in the Longwood community voting 54.8% in favor of Democratic candidate Joe Biden, 39.8% in support of Republican candidate Donald Trump, 5.2% to Libertarian candidate Joe Jorgensen, and 1 vote for 0.7% with a response of not voting. Taking a closer look at the breakdown per candidate, starting with Biden. Out of the 95 voters who were female, 61% voted in favor of Biden, compared to the male population, where only 40% of voters went blue. Then, of the 126 total students who partook in the study, 53% voted blue. Then on the other side with Trump, only 35% of the female population voted for Trump, with exactly 50% of the male voters in favor. Then 41% of the student population voted red in our mock election. A total of 8 Longwood faculty members voted on the poll, with 7 of them voting in favor for Biden. Looking at votes for Green Party representee Joe Jorgensen, she managed to get 7 voters, all from the student population, with a breakdown of 4 female supporters and 3 male. The only non-voting response was a senior male student. Once again, this report and poll was done without bias. We involved both political parties' organizations here on campus to help distribute the poll and have their voice heard. However, we do agree with what each representee said. The 2020 election is super important. In fact, every election is. If you'd like to have your voice heard and did not do a mail-in absentee ballot, head out to your local registered polling location on Tuesday. Make sure to follow us on socials at Longwood Rotunda on Twitter and Facebook, as the Rotunda and Rotunda Studios will have more coverage of the 2020 election and its impact on the Longwood community in the upcoming weeks. For Rotunda Studios, I'm Dylan McKercher.